Copeland. The couch. Copeland. The couch. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation show. Hey, look. Men's mental health Monday. I know this is men's mental health month for a lot of y'all to talk about some things. But this is really, really important to me. And I'm just saying this because I am a man. So, mental health means a lot to me, right? And as a human being, yes, I am human, who sponsor men and women with children. And the reason why I'm saying it like that, family, because the whole goal is to help people put their lives back in order. You know, my housing program is designed around helping people with psychological issues deal with those issues and to become one with self. My platform, well, it's not platform like that. My stuff is a talk show, okay? So I'm not one of your messy TikTok things that I know a lot of y'all like to go to and argue and yell and scream and all that type of stuff. Not here. Not here. I want this to be a safe zone for those, not just our men, but for our youth as well. Because if you look at it, it's called The Couch / BMore Teen Talk. Because the whole goal is giving everyone a voice. Most of all, just for today, men's mental health talk. But if the men don't care to come up, because I'm telling y'all know I know a lot of y'all. I met a lot of y'all on TikTok. I have met a lot of people throughout my years on TikToks. And y'all are real good at going on these bull craps, talking crazy bull junk stuff. Y'all are real good at going on these platforms, you know, not being true to yourself. Right? You see one right there? Can't he be honest with himself? To thy own self. And I'm talking about us as men. To thy own self be true. I just want men, right, to learn to be honest with yourself. I know we carry a lot, gentlemen. I know we carry a lot. And my biggest thing, and not being smart without queens, but if you're not a man, and I'm not trying to be smart without queens, you are not a man. How are you trying to figure a man out? That's all you got to do is look at yourself as a human being, right? And just understand you have feelings, emotions, and y'all go through changes and, you know, monthly cycles and blah, 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 blah. And menopause and, you know, us men go through certain things too. Just look at yourself as a human being. But stop trying to figure men out. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. I got daughters. I've been married twice and I got daughters. I'm here anytime they need to vent, anytime they need to talk. I've been stopped trying to figure them out. Because a lot of the stuff or how they function might not make sense to me. You get me? So I had to learn basically to just be here. And yes, as a father, I'm going to want to fix my daughters. So what I had to learn to do is tell them it's okay to go talk to someone outside the family. Because I want somebody to guide them in a more healthier, prosperous way. And I'm only saying this, my brothers, because it's the same with us. I'm not used to nobody doing nothing for me, brothers. I am not. From the way my mother raised me, my mother taught me by the time I turned 10 how to cook, how to clean, how to sew, how to be responsible. My mother, not my father. My mother taught me that men take care of their responsibilities. I didn't understand what the heck that means because I was 10. But as I began to get a little bit older, now mind you, I had 3 brothers older than me and 3 siblings younger than me. So I was the middle child. So I had to do a lot of adult stuff because my mother worked. But we all supported each other. But I had to do a lot of adult stuff, which to me felt like it was a lot of responsibilities on me as a child. So I'm only sharing, and all men might not be in this category. So I can only share from how Steve look at life. I don't be sitting up here, well, see, men this, men that. Because all men, we are men, but the way we perceive life and how we see life is different. And some of us see it the same morals, values, principles, and all that. But my thing is with us, because like I said, I'm not used to nobody doing nothing for me. And I was married twice. All right, man. Then I'm going to put this one right here. As a religious man, came through the church as a Christian man. You know, I wholeheartedly believed in the Bible. It's not to say I don't get it wrong. It's just that for me, the Bible is the foundation towards my spiritual journey because this started out religiously. I was at Browns Memorial Baptist Church for 5 years. I was trying to be perfect. In this flesh, I was striving to be perfect, brothers. I didn't want to sin. I didn't want to lust. I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to manipulate. I didn't want to, this, that. And my goal was to strive to be perfect, like the man that I read about, Jesus Christ. But I realized, brothers, in this flesh, and if you are perfect, you can stay over there with your stuff. I tried. It didn't work for me. But now I can tell y'all at the age I am now, 64 years old, a lot of the stuff I used to do as a child, I don't do no more. I didn't live through my 20s. I didn't live through my 30s. I didn't live through my 40s. I didn't live through my 50s. And I'm living through my 60s. So for a lot of you young men that likes to sit back and say, old people this, old people that, listen to what you're saying. Old people. You better pray to God you get there. Because if you in your 20s, you in your 30s, you in your 40s, you ain't really lived life. You're living life. And then God forbid if you still living in your mother's basement or your father's house, but you a man in your 40s, in your 50s. And I know stuff happened. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. I know stuff happens. But then it's about you putting your life together. My son, 23 years old. I am so proud of my son for the life he's living. I look at how his mother and I raised him. I tell my son he's my superhero. How many men can say that? I tell my junior he's my superhero. I was gonna say I call him, but we call each other because I want to check to make sure he's still balanced mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because he's with his mother. He got 4 sisters, and he have a girlfriend. So what I'm looking at is the different personalities. You get me? Of the women. I raised my daughters to be very independent women. Do y'all know some guys get mad when I say that? Because they feel like they won't get nobody that can, kind of equal up to them. That's a lie, bro. When y'all start telling yourself that, brothers, you are the one can't equal up to them. You don't realize what you be saying on your mouth. My youngest daughter, 25 years old, work in a law firm, own car, own place. Only thing, my thing is, if you want to come and you're going to end up moving in with her, can you provide for her? Or would you feel intimidated, gentlemen, about the type of money she make? If you are the type of man that would feel uncomfortable in that sense, you don't need to be there. Come on. Each one of my wives, right? Because I grew up off of old traditions, old stuff, right? And I had pretty good jobs. I drove the tractor trailer. So if they wanted to work, they worked. If they didn't want to work, I would have did everything I could to maintain the household anyway. You get it? This the way I was taught. This the way Barbara Jean raised me, to be responsible and productive. My father wasn't there, so I didn't have a man to kind of like guide me in that sense. So it was my mother that told me that men take care of their responsibilities. So because my father wasn't in my life, gentlemen, I had to do the opposite to make sure I was in my kids' lives, to make sure that they didn't want for anything out of life. And I'm going to tell you something. Women, not being smart, when you go all men aren't this and all men aren't that, look at what you're saying about yourself. You slept with all men? All men are this and all men are that, and vice versa when men do the same thing. I slept with a lot of women, but guess what? When I was running around, sleeping around like I was, to me, it wasn't for me to talk bad about the women because they helped fill a void that I was feeling inside. So I'm not going to, and I felt privileged. That's all I'm trying to get to be able to sleep with her. I felt privileged because she didn't have to sleep with me. How many men y'all hear talk like that? So let me say this. I did a lot of running. I can be honest with me. So if you are a woman and a man, and if you say all men are this and all men are that, or all women are this or all women are that, you need to look at yourself. You the one allowing them in your life. What that says about you. Do y'all realize that? Come on, gentlemen. Why would I sit back? I'm picking them. I'm allowing them close to me. And then I might see some unhealthy behaviors there. You get me? Then I got to turn around and ask myself, Steve, what is wrong with you? That you keep picking unhealthy. You get it? It's not for me to blame you point blank. It's something I'm missing with me. Why are you allowing unhealthy queens in your life? So I could sit here and say this now, right? And I got to watch it for TikTok's sake, right? If you the type of woman that likes to run off at your mouth a lot, stay away from it. Stay away. Because if that's all you do is complain, and you want to overtalk a man, stay away from it. If you the type of woman, and not all, but I can only tell you my 3 red flags. If you the type of woman that haven't had a healthy relationship with your father, and you haven't went and did the work to feel more healthier with a man in your life, stay away from it. Y'all better take heed. If you the type of woman, I do 3 red flags that been in a mentally, emotionally, physically abusive relationship, and you have not went and seek help to help you, deal with that, stay away from me. Those are 3 red flags. Because I don't have time to fix you. And I'm not trying to fix you. And I said that to somebody the other day, and they was like, well, why? If you haven't did this, why you haven't did that? Why you can't be in somebody? Because you're going to bring all that garbage in. You are going to bring, if you haven't dealt with your trauma, that's common sense. If you haven't dealt with your childhood trauma, if you haven't dealt with your trauma in the youth, if you haven't dealt with your trauma as a young adult, if you haven't dealt with your relationship trauma, you will carry all of that garbage and that baggage into a new relationship. Why would you want to do that? So you can dump it off on them and make their lives miserable. Watch how I do this. See how I'm looking at myself? I will not bring it to you. I don't want you to bring it to me. When I sit here and I just told y'all, my mother taught me that men take care of their responsibilities. When I told y'all, my mother taught me how to cook, clean, and sew, and all of that. Do that says he's a man with problems. I know what I can bring. When I sit here and say stuff like this, gentlemen, I'm a loving, caring, kind, considerate person. I'm a warm, sensitive man. I know how to love me. I'm only telling you I know how to love me. I know how to treat me. I had to learn how to respect me. I had to learn all of that. I had to go inside of myself to get to know Steve. Why was Steve running? And I even have to watch this because I will get caught up in your looks. And I see it's some unhealthy stuff there, right? But I'll get caught up in your looks. I bring you close, and then I wonder why you acting normal. I'm talking about with a destructive behavior. Come on. I ain't no freaking dumb man. You don't get to be 64. Come on. I don't know why. I don't know what y'all be thinking about sometimes. But look, understand this, the reason why I said that, right? The reason why I said that, because of my spiritual journey, right? Now, let me say, if I have never done no healthy work on myself, if I have never, now mind y'all, I used to live a certain way of life. I was a real big, evil, nasty dude, but I was always responsible. That wasn't a problem. I was full of hatred, bitterness, anger, fear, resentment, and all that, right? Now, that loving, caring side of me, brothers, tends to show up more. Now, if I want to be mean and nasty, I can. I just don't like this side of me. I listen to how a lot of y'all talk and try to threaten other men, and I be like, oh my God, no, you did not. Because I was taught you never let your left hand know what your right hand gonna do. So that goes to show me you're not really about it. If you're gonna threaten a person, you're giving them time to protect themselves. If I threaten you, brothers, if I threaten you, hey Sam, it's men's Monday, is men's I'm sorry, Sam, is men's Monday. Men's mental health Monday. I'm sorry. I'm saying. Yeah, I'm glad you went on another page because I couldn't see what you were sending in on my regular Facebook page. I don't know why. I couldn't see it unless I go over there. But and it's basically sharing, getting our men to be honest with themselves, you know, being honest about their feelings and their emotions. And whenever I run off at my mouth too, family, understand, I'm just sick and tired of us men acting out on violent criminal behaviors that will end up behind bars, will end up in that big old slave plantation. That's why I do what I do, to try to encourage our men and help our men to understand it's okay to hurt. It's okay to cry. It's okay to yell. It's okay to scream. But my thing is just try your best not to act out in a violent way. And I want to say this to a lot of y'all that act like you don't be destructive sometimes. Well, I'm talking about act out in it. Just I ain't saying criminal wise, but you don't get into your feelings and emotions. Stop doing that. It's easy to tell somebody what they shouldn't do when it's not you. But when you're faced with it and you act out the way you act out, ooh, I hope ain't nobody see me. Yeah, okay. Come on, let's keep it real. To thy own self be true. And that's one thing I had to learn about Steve Copeland. I can lie to everybody else, but I can't lie to myself. Sam, you said kings accept the fact that their wives make more causes than they, I'm gonna say more causes than they see the blessing to vision that's a plan of the family household. And this is for basically, I'm gonna say our men. And I'm gonna say this right here. Sam, as a man of God, as a ordained deacon, as a person that works with other men, women, and children and helping them to put their lives back together, I have to make sure mine is there. I try not to. A lot of people have a tendency of saying certain things out their mouths, but they don't live. They don't practice, basically, what they teach. Almost say preach. I'm the type of person, when I open up my mouth, I share a story, which I'm trying to get better at, just going straight to the point. No, I shares a story because I see a big picture. I'm not in a box. So when I open up my mouth to answer any prompt or talk about something, I see the bigger picture. That's why a lot of people be missing what I'm saying. I already know, because I have a tendency of explaining stuff. When that's all a lot of people want you to do is say yes or no. So they put up a prompt and they want to dictate how you answer. That's not what I do, because I know we all don't see the same. But now, in the process of me doing this, right, Sam, while you right there, Men's Mental Health Monday. Now, my co-host, he ain't brought his butt over here yet, so I hope he okay. Hey, my brothers and kings. This is the question that's behind me, family, but I'm reading it off on my other phone. Why are you afraid to face your inside demons? I'm asking my brothers. Why are you afraid to face your inside demons? I asked AI, well, Chat GBT, I love them, to give me 5 steps. Because I be wanting to come up with just little processes that men can practice. Number 1, men. 5 steps in facing those inside demons. I'm going to say it again. 5 steps in facing those inside demons. I'm going to tell y'all this. When y'all go on somebody's platform, content creators, and if they got a topic up and they have not found solutions to put up with that topic to help you get out of that condition you in, you're a lost cause. Right along with them. You are a lost cause. Acknowledge it. This talks about, and that's the first step, family, first phase. Acknowledge it. Stop running. Gentlemen, be honest with yourself. Name what you feel. So if you feeling insecurities, you feeling distrust, you feeling depression, or you feeling with any psychological issues, if you can't name them, then that's when you go and get some proper help, so that you can get a better understanding of what's going on with you as a man. Number 2, understand it. Ask where it came from. Pain has a purpose. You can't heal what you won't face. Get out of here. You can't heal. Wait a minute, family. My stuff froze on me. You can't heal what you won't face, gentlemen. And even though I'm talking to the men, I'm talking to the women that sing. The women too. No, Sam. I know you said show me my faults, right? Show me my faults to things I was blind to or didn't want to face, and accountability for the consequences of me not facing my demons. Most people that don't face their demons, remember I said it's an inside thing. You got to look at yourself. And this is 5 process before I go to my wall behind me. This is 5 process of steps, 5 steps that help you to begin to be honest with yourself. Because can't nobody tell you about you. Sam, you get me? Can't nobody tell you about you but you. Don't nobody know you like you. So look, the 3rd step, Sam, it talks about feel it to heal it. Allow yourself to feel without fear. A lot of times men do not want to take that look at themselves. They don't want to look at themselves. They don't want to look at themselves to say, okay, I'm hurting. Okay, I'm lost. Okay, I'm confused. Can somebody please help me? That's why we have support groups out here, peer groups, right? Forgive yourself and others. Number 4, let go of guilt, blame, and resentment. Freedom starts with forgiveness. Transform and grow. Use your pain to feel your purpose. Your story can help someone else. So in this process, family, over 33 years ago, when I gave my life to Christ, I had to go inside and look at Steve. I had to go inside and look at that little boy that was running. Because I was able to be honest with myself. Right. This the whole point. Sam, you said that's because we don't see our downfalls and failure as a growing process. Now, because I know where Sam is at, right? Spiritually, right? Religiously. And I can say a lot of the stuff Sam used to do. 10 times out of 10, he don't do it no more because he's a God-fearing man. Now, keep in mind, for a lot of us, there's a side of us, Sam. There's a good side of us. There's a loving, caring side of us. But guess what I realized through this process, Sam? I'm still the same person. I can be a rotten, no good son of a sea biscuit, Sam. And I can be a loving, caring, kind, considerate man. When I say I'm a loving, kind, considerate man, I'm only saying I'm Christ-like. When I say I emulate Christ's humility, I'm talking about my character. I'm talking about my personality. And then when I read the part of him saying, flipping that table over, I said, oh my God, he was human. And then not only that, he cried. He heard it. It showed me how much of how God, the spoken word, which became the written word, had become the living, breathing word. So, gentlemen, Christ cried. He wept. He got angry. He heard it. So why can't we? You get me, Sam? Now, in the process of saying that, y'all know I always talk about my 12-step spiritual program, right? So what I did in that process I'm going to do this for my background. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this down. I'm taking that picture off for my background. Come on. Where you go at? What happened? Now, what I'm going to do, because I put that up a little bit. Oh, no, I still got it up there. Come on. Boy, when you trying to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Boom. Oh. Now, I'm going here. All right. Now, this is my background. This is my regular background for my restream, my StreamYard. Now, I want to show y'all the reason why I did this. As a recovering addict, you see that, my 12-step spiritual journey. The first steps, it talks about admitting powerlessness. The second step, it talks about believing in help beyond yourself. The third step talks about the decision to turn your will and your life over. The fourth step talks about to take a more inventory that's going inside of yourself. The fifth step talks about admit you're wrong to someone and a higher power. The sixth step talks about ready to release those defects of characters. The seventh step talks about acts to remove those defects. That's those things that cause you pain and misery all your life. In the eight steps, we talk about making a list and repair the harm that we have caused to not just ourselves but other people as well. Acceptance is the key to life. Acceptance and forgiveness is the key to life. All right. Then the ninth steps talk about making amends where possible. Some of the stuff that we done in the past to hurt other people because we was hurt. Some people we're not going to be able to go to and make amends to for that because it might threaten our own lives. There's a danger they might do something to you. All right. I think my tapper is going dead, but on the live.
I couldn't see what you had posted.
No, I moved it because
it's backwards though.
No, well, I'm reading it. I'm reading it off. That's not what I had up at first. Then it says making the amends to the people that we have harmed whenever possible. The 10th step talks about keeping a daily inventory. Now, when you look at the 10th step is just looking at yourself. Looking at your mistakes that you made in life, looking to see, do I need to go back and correct this? Now, the best way I can put this, I'm saying, because of the life I used to live, I don't live it no more. If I find myself repeating old behaviors, I'm back in that process again. It's simple. It's not complicated. That's why you take a daily inventory to see if you're acting out on those character defects, like anger, resentment, fear, jealousy, insecurities, distrust. Now, the 11th step talks about seeking spiritual growth. That's prayer and meditation. Once God has made his known will to you, you go back out and you carry it out. That's the 12th part of it, the 12th step. And I'm only sharing this, family, because number one, these are spiritual morals and values and principles. That's why you got a lot of people that can do deceitful stuff and will justify and rationalize the most outrageous nonsense with their behaviors. My goal, you coming into my life as a person that sponsors men and women, is to help you look at yourself on a deeper spiritual level. But you are the one that have to do the work to turn your life around, mainly if you're going off of old destructive information. If you want to stay where you at, you can stay where you at. But when you got some people that's willing to help you to become a more productive and decent person in life, you got to be willing to take the suggestions, mainly from somebody that been there. I'm going to tell y'all, and I'll say it, and I'll say it, and I'll say it. I got more peace in my life than I ever had in my life. And I refuse to be miserable for anybody. You get me? Sam, transformation process. That's why recovery is a process. One day at a time. Transformation, recovery. And yeah, Sam, what I had to realize with that too, right? If I tell y'all I'm delivered, I've been delivered now for 33 years. Or I've been redeemed now from drugs and alcohol for 33 years. I'm only talking about today. A day at a time. I'm the one that make the decision to go pick it back up. It ain't that God didn't remove it from me. That's why I watch the way I talk to people. Because a person might have got some clean time in that addictive area. Don't mean they didn't give it over to God. They surrendered not to practice those behaviors. Now, what I like about it, Sam, it's just wording. It's just wording, family. I can say I've been redeemed a day at a time for 33 years. I can say this too, because I know a lot of y'all not dead. I haven't had smacks for TikTok's sake, in 7 years. And I can guarantee you a lot of y'all doing it. That's Christian folks. But you'll turn around and point the finger at everybody else, won't you? It's called the hypocrite. And that's not to knock you. I'm not knocking you. Smacks was a big addiction for me. Just like the smugs and the alcohol. And check it out. I try not to make love to myself. How many people can actually say that? But now, I ain't asking. That's none of my business. I'm just telling my story. Tell yours. To your own self, be true. To your own self, be true. See, I can say certain things, right? Because as a Bible believing man, right? And I'm going to say this right here. Like I said a little bit earlier, a lot of the stuff that I struggled with early on in life, I don't struggle with no more. A lot of that stuff, family, to be honest with y'all, I've grown away from because I done got older now. So I'm just trying to make it easier for some people. because I love Christ. And I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. As a Christian man, as a lover of Christ, and I'm talking about character, personality, stuff like that, right? It's just a lot of the stuff I used to do, family, I just don't do no more. And don't y'all know that hit me one day? I said, God dang, Steve, you older now. But it just don't, it's like the childish stuff. But my goal is not to knock nobody else, because I know the work, excuse me, family. I know the work that it takes to get here. And that's what I keep looking at. I'm like, God dang, it's like all your children are grown, you in granddaddy mode. So a lot of the stuff, family, like I said, that I used to do when I was in my 30s, well, my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, and stuff like that, I just don't do no more. It's like I outgrown it, grew it, whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And that's just how simple I be trying to make life for us, right? Rather than making it so complicated. I mean, come on. Just because I haven't, um, done certain things, that don't mean I forgot. That don't mean, stuff don't pop up. That just means I haven't acted out on it. Sam, you get me, bro? And Sam, I gotta get you up, bro. I gotta get you up on my regular thing up here. I'm just trying to help people. And I'm talking about when I open up my mouth, right? I'm just trying to help people to find peace, joy, and happiness within themselves. You know. All right, that was fine. I'm just trying to you know, just help people find peace. And I'm gonna tell y'all one thing I learned throughout the years in this process. You can't please everybody. If I'm trying to satisfy you right here, you right here, you right here, you right here. Now watch this. I'm trying to adjust myself, my personality, my character. I'm trying to adjust me to fit you, 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 you. And where am I at? Because I'm gonna get lost in the process. Because I'm so busy trying to fit in with everybody else. That's why when y'all hear me talk about standing firm on my morals, my values, my principles, these are things that I have to learn to live accordingly to and stand on. If y'all sit back and say stuff like his ego, thank you. His pride, thank you. His courage, his confidence, thank you. Because I remember when my self-esteem was low. So you want me to go back there? Yeah, Steve, we want you to, like, your self-esteem to be a little, like, as an ant, like it used to be. You crazy in your head. And might not like the way I say things. That's why it's called keeping life real. What you want me lie? Because you don't know how to keep your life real? Now I ain't talking to y'all right. I'm not talking about, I'm just saying, I'm just talking. Because I know how sensitive we can be. I'm just talking. Now my goal with my children, whenever dad is dealing with them and I hear them in a certain place, what the freak? And I hear my children, did this thing click off on me? Oh, I'm getting so mad at this goddamn going. I got this on it right. My clicker. Trying to get my numbers up over here, and it's jumping all over the place. I might have to turn it off a little bit. But anyway, as I was saying, because this threw me off because it dropped me. I had to get it back up. Candy, why are you going to request to come up and I go to let you up and you ain't come up? People. But yeah, Monday family, Monday, I do men's mental health Monday, right? And this is only to encourage. Wait a minute, wait, hey Sam, yeah, I just seen your other comment. Understand spiritual growth and transformation shapes us into bold. I'm laughing, Sam, because you ain't lying. Confident men of God. So we speak with boldness. He ain't lying. Because I couldn't understand at one point, family, why my mouth, why this. But then after some years, Sam, I begin to understand my mouth is the biggest weapon for the body of Christ. Then y'all got to understand this too. As an ordained deacon, my mission is back in the community. That's what Christ did. When Christ came here, him and the disciples, excuse me, family, went into the community. He helped feed, clothe, house the people. So be honest with you, as an ordained deacon, it shows me I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do like Christ did. Now, I'm not going to knock you if you're very, very, very familiar with everybody else's story except Christ. I ain't knocking you. Because if you know scripture, verbatim, photographic memory, that's fine. But you're not living accordingly, that's fine too. Okay? I'm just telling y'all how my life began to change. So guess what? When y'all hear me talk about strengthen the community, that's what I was called to do, to go back out into the community. When y'all hear me talk about the Latanya D. Copeland House of Hope, now the same way Christ and them went and ministered, they called the seven to create solutions. My job is not in the church itself. It is not. Now, yes, I went through the whole process of serving. And look, I go to the Church of the Redeemed, so yes, I will show up and all that type of stuff, but that's for fellowshipping and worshiping. But I already know my mission and purpose is in the community. Now I'm going to back it up a little bit. My mission and purpose is this talk show. This is ministry. This is how I get the message across. Once again, this is what I do. And it's not me. God lined this up. I just had to become obedient and willing to do it. That's why that statement saying, many are called, but few are chosen. It's our responsibility to giving in to the ambassador of ministry and community. You know what, Sam? I used to call myself the ambassador of housing when I started the housing program. I used to call myself the ambassador of housing. And then I switched it over when my sister passed away to the Latanya D. Copeland House of Hope. But guess what, family? I already know. It's all ministry. And sometimes, be honest with y'all, like today, I ain't feel like coming on. I did not feel like coming on. By 5 o'clock, I was like, God, please help me. I did not feel like coming on. I do not want to turn my back on his people. I don't know who might need to hear whatever I say out my mouth. I don't know. I try not to get caught up in all of this stuff that, um, I don't know what happened to this right here. I try not to get caught up into um, women family. I'm trying to get my yeah, Sam. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't lying, bro. I ain't feel like it. I don't know what happened. It was like all of a sudden I started like I'm like, God, please help me. Please help me. As far as praying for the strength, the energy, the power, the courage, um, I don't know what it was. I just know all of a sudden something hit me and I was like, So man, I'm just saying this right because we do have our moments. But look how no matter what, Sam, I had to fight through it. I had to go through it anyway. From Sunday to Sunday, 6 to 8 is when I come on to do this. Now, we can talk teen, all of that. We can talk all of that. At one time, I was broadcasting from the dining room, right? And I would have youth come out and talk. So the goal is to get back to all that. Where I was gonna say set the stage up, right? But to set everything back up again. Where we can actually I want my own studio. I want my own broadcasting little area where we can do the team talk. I want to do a round table for the team talk. Um, I want somebody around about 24 to host it. I do want a therapist or counselor there as well. So when the youth is talking about where they at, how they feel, what's going on with them, somebody right there to kind of encourage them and motivate them, you get me, and empower them. That's where my spirit is at with everything that I do. You know, so it's going to take people. It's going to take the multitude. This is not something I can do by myself. I've been trying for the last past years. I got 14 social media pages, and throughout the day, I check them all. Here and there, sending clips over. I'm not like a lot of other people. I mean, am I profiting a lot from this? No, I'm not there yet. I'm comfortable, but am I profiting actually? I'm not there yet. Where I can hire staff and all this type of stuff. So most of the people that works with me are volunteers, and I appreciate all of them. I do. I give them a little stifling, stuff like that. but I appreciate the team that I had. Sam said, that's why in our weakness he is made strong. Great is he that is in me than he that's in this world. You know, gentlemen, family, I am going to get ready to end this, family. I just wanted to come on a little bit. I appreciate y'all for the love and support. And thanks, Sam, for going on one of my pages where I could see you. So I can see your comment. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I was getting ready to go in, Sam, and try to find out why I'm not reading my comments from my regular Facebook page. I was getting it at first. I don't know what happened that I'm not receiving them. But yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, family, I'm gonna put me on a movie, which I already got the TV on, and just rest the rest of the night. Thanks, Sam. I really appreciate you, bro. I really, 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 really do. And I am going to send you a queen, and I am going to send you the link. So you have to follow the link in order to pop up here. And then I'll be able to see you in back. Hey, beautiful. You want to come up and talk with Daddy? You ran? My kids do not play. My kids do not play, Sam. I be trying to get them up, Sam. They will not come up here. Candy, I'm going to get ready to drop this. I'm going to get ready to drop this, queen. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and rest up. Enjoy the rest of my night. Thanks, Sam. I love y'all, family. BMore City. I just wanted to come on. Brothers. Yeah, Sam. Look, I got to send it to you. Either way, I got to send it to you. I was trying to do it right. I'm not real good with this one like I am over here on, if you come to TikTok, it'll bring you up. But with this one right here, because of where you at, you coming from YouTube, which is beautiful. But the thing is, I want you up so we can talk about stuff in general. You get it? So I'm gonna send you the link, and I just need to learn better how to bring people up on this one right here. All right, buddy. So look, family, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this. Love y'all, Baltimore City, and thank y'all.